Alright guys, and that's right, I am not Oblivion, but don't worry, I'll take good care of you. And if you don't know, I am Jason19, and if nobody knows the story, about 2 months ago, me and Oblivion decided to do a video swap. I uploaded his video, it was great, it was awesome, and I said I'd make a video for him. Never really got around to doing it, but here we are now, so that's awesome. And it was really nice of him to let my video go up on his channel, and he's about to hit 500 subscribers at the time of creating this, so congrats in advance, or congrats in general if it's already happened. He's at 499 right now, and you know, it's long overdue. He's a great guy, does a lot of great videos. And with all that said, we're going to move on to me doing Devpro. And much like Oblivion, I use a lot of quirky decks, and this is my own creation. I call it the Amigos, and what we end up taking on is, I think it's Volcasaurus deck is what it kind of goes by, and it's just funny knowing he's got these hybrid dragons in his hand. This is using the replay function of Devpro. I do a lot of live games, do a lot of sped up games, and I do a good mix, you know, and I bring a lot of weird quirkiness to it. And you basically just going to see 5 games straight of me using the Amigos versus Devpro, and it is legitimately just 5 straight games. And yeah, the Amigos deck is pretty good. For you who don't know, it's mainly based on monsters, but it's a slow patient deck. You've really got to bide your time with it and wait to the right moment to make a play. But in this build, I've actually made a slight change to test out. I ended up trying Mind Crushes in the deck at 3 over Fiendish Chain and Compulsory, because I've got the funny feeling I might take on a lot of Prophecy, and Elemental Dragons is really good against them, or at least it's useful against them and not totally terrible against other decks, because I want to stand a chance if I play them, and usually you only get 1 game instead of a match. So I kind of tried that as thinking it would be the smart decision. However, it ends up coming back to bite me in the ass, as I believe I draw Mind. Yep. And if it was a Fiendish Chain or Compulsory, it would mean so much better. And after this thing here, I just realised, yeah, there's absolutely no point in this. I have to take them out the deck. It's going to cost me the game. That's what's going through my head. I should be able to beat this deck. The deck taking on is an okay deck, but I feel my deck's got a good matchup against it. It's just, yeah, it was just ended up being a bad decision. And the Mind Crush is really annoying me. And I can set the Thunder King Ryle, but I decided, you know what, screw it, let's just go card D. If I did set the Thunder King Ryle, I'd have probably lost anyway. He draws a wind up. Shark, and we got the Mind Crush. Yeah, we would have just lost anyway. So it doesn't matter. But it's 1 game. I realised my mistake. Why side? Or why like pre-side by changing cards in your main deck? For a deck they're probably going to beat you regardless if you put them in the main or not. I should probably take them out and then just put in cards that are generally good against a lot of decks. So that's what I do. So game 2 here, we're going to see me take on the new Blaize deck, or the new Blaize, I don't know if it's called the Blaize deck, but I'm going to call it the Blaize deck based on the Blaize structure. It's got a lot of Blaize support. I don't know this at the time, but I quickly realised that once I hit the Whitestone of Legend, I'm fairly positive that it is in fact the Blaize deck, and then he has to Dark Hold the Thunder King Ryle since it stops a lot of his plays, and it just does a whole lot of nothing really. You know, he ends up with Blaize in hand. It's kind of like, fair enough. I'm just going to summon Reaper and go for it. My motto is kind of like risky for the biscuit. It used to be you only live once, but then it ruined that for me, so it became risky for the biscuit, and I just kind of summon and go for it regardless of what happens, and end up getting a nice max C off. And you're thinking, why don't you Fiendish Chain that? Well, you're ready to see why. I believe I've got game. Again, I'm pretty sure the back row is nothing, so I opt to go for it. And of course, we actually know the back row is nothing. We know it's Starlight Road, but I never knew that at the time. And I win by 100 life points. I thought that was a pretty sweet victory. Man, I could hardly say that there. And now we're moving on, and this time we're taking on Noble Knights. You will see me make a misplay here. I'll point it out, don't worry. I don't really like taking on the Noble Knights because all their equip cards have got a lot of text, and I really don't like reading it all, especially when you've got such a short period of time in game. If you last more than, I think it's 3 minutes, then you lose. You've got 3 minutes to make your play, which should be plenty of time, but that's not always. And you're going to see him attack into a Fader. Obviously I want to creature swap and take it off him, which he's more than happy to let me do, which I'm more than happy to let him let me do. So it's good times to have for all. And yeah, I feel like I'm in a good position. Of course he has got the rabbit. Now, I should warning this rabbit. I opt not to because I'm stupid sometimes. Why don't I? Well, I figure the normals can't really kill anything, and I'm going to get 2 draws out of it. And I had the chain, and if it's something big and scary, I had the warning. But he ends up playing all these equip cards, which I knew he had because we've seen him search them out with, well, I don't know what ones he had, but we knew he had some equip cards because we've seen him search them out with Power Tool Dragon. You're going to see me make the misplay. This is it. This is Devpro. It came up saying, would you like to chain to the effect? And I went, yes, I want to stop the effect of the effect monster. But it doesn't become an effect monster until the spell's fully resolved. And I couldn't undo it, so I had to put it on my own synchro that I stole off him. So that kind of sucked. But it doesn't matter. We're still so far ahead, and I've got so much back row. I feel like it doesn't matter if I was forced to make a bad decision because of Devpro. I've probably won anyway. And then we get the duality, and I see the Reaper. Yeah, I'm taking that Reaper. Going to take another card out of his hand. He just decides to quit. And yeah, and once again we're taking on the Blaze deck again. This Blaze deck's actually a lot better. This guy had a good idea of what he was doing. Plus he was quite polite in game. He actually said good luck, have fun, and everyone else didn't, I believe. Somebody said to my good luck, have fun, but yeah, is what it is. And yeah, he starts off pretty strong, and once again, my deck's a little bit slow playing it. Patience, bide your time, you know, wait for the right moment, and that's what it's all about. We draw 2 Maxis, which I'm not too pleased about, but it's not the worst card. And I could warning the Luster Dragon, but I opt not to because it's not really that big of a threat, to be honest. It's only 1900 attack, and I just decided to once again slow play it because that's what this deck does. It slow plays, and he opts to chain the. Now he opts to play the lands on the Blaze thing, so I play the Maxi, get 2 draws thanks to him synchroing up as well. Then he crashes into a Reaper, and like I said, this deck slow plays really well. Maxis, Reapers, Feathers. You know, there's a lot of ways to slow your opponent down. That's what it's all about, slowing your opponent down and then outplaying them to win. Sometimes I make misplays, but if you've outplayed them throughout the length of the game, you should be okay to make those 1 or 2 mistakes. He targets Fiendish Chain, so I chain Fiendish Chain rather than the Compulse, because I'm not sure if it still gets the effect off or not. Then I draw Heavy Storm, and I'm like, well, I'm going to Compulse it regardless because I have to get rid of that stupid safe zoned Blaze Maiden. She was just too good. She negates attacks when you attack her, and she gets a Blaze back, plus she's got safe zone on her, and that was just proven to be really, really, really problematic for me. But we end up kind of clearing away a lot of the back row. He doesn't really have anything, and it's basically just I'm going to continue attacking, getting cards out his hand with Reaper, taking decent life point chunks with DD Warley, and just slow playing, because again, I don't know what his face down is at the time, and I'm like, well, I can flop him Night Assailant to exceed, but it's not really worth it in case it's a TT. And he draws Tempest, which really surprises me. Compulsory away because he can only effect once per turn, and I can pitch out his hand, and if he opts to bring it back again, then, you know, I've also got another Compulse, I'm probably going to win. So I feel good, I feel strong. He gets the MST though. I opt to chain it on to the Reaper because I'm fairly certain he'll attack the face down monster because he won't attack a DD Warlady. So I chain the Maxi, get my draw, and then he'll attack an Iceland as expected. We get to destroy it, and I know I can just summon the Thunder King and win. And if it is TT, then he's got absolutely no cards, and I feel pretty good about that. And of course he missed defeat. I think he actually did GG out as well, so that was pretty good. That was quite a strong game, and yeah, I felt really good about it. And yeah, as you can see, I've got a lot of advantage, so we're just going to move on to the next game. And this is a really, really, really long game, this one. Not for you guys, but for me, I think it's like half an hour. And this is me versus Magna Geargia. I think that's what I'm taking on anyway. It's not a deck I've seen in a long time, but again, I feel okay about it. I do make some misplays, don't worry, I will tell you when I make the misplays. I shouldn't have set everything. I actually said it in my head at the time, I should summon first, make sure it's good, then set everything. But, you know, these things happen. And again, I probably shouldn't have bottomless this, but I opted double bottomless it anyway. My theory is if he's got a Magna Fortress, it's only good if he can pitch for it, and you know, there's not a great odds. When he flips up the Gear armor, I should have played the Maxi. I thought so much about it, but I'm like, what's the chances he can special summon that much? It's just been so long since I played the deck that I end up making a lot of mistakes. So yeah, I probably should have Maxi'd. I opted not to. I opted to card D because I get Fader, so I know I can't lose. He's already used his warning and he has nothing set, so once again, I feel pretty safe. And I'm not sure if he thinks he's won or not. He has seen the Fader is banished, but yeah, he just falls into a Fader. And I know I've got the Reaper, and I know I've got Fiendish Chain, so I know I'm pretty safe. I know there's not a lot that I'm really that worried about. And he activates his effect. I change the Fiendish Chain. He opts to play the Heavy Storm, which I'm surprised about, and he loses Dark Hole as well, which again, I'm surprised he set just for bait. But I feel quite strong. I've got the Reaper. I opt to go for a second Reaper because if he goes for another Fortress, he can make Big Eye, which is scary. And when he opts to go for that effect, I chain the Maxi again. The deck does slow play a lot, you know, and it surprised me. He went for Giga Brilliant. I thought he was going to go for Levier to bring back his other gear frame, and then make a Black Ship to pop the Reaper and just kind of burn me away. But he didn't do it. And now we know he's going to make the Big Eye, but I've got the warning. I don't mind if I'm losing life points. I've got defense mode, battle immune cards, which feels pretty good. And he just makes questionable decisions. He went for Maestro instead of Black Ship again, or Cowboy. to double burn. So he just makes questionable decision after questionable decision. And yeah, when I draw the Fiendish Chain, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go for the Thunder King. And up to Thunder King. He Fiendish Chains me, so that lets me know that I can make my play now. My play is to go for Black Ship and burn away his Maelstrom. I have got the Fiendish Chain in hand, and these other cards are not that much of a problem. However, he does draw a really solid card and get the effect off, but once again, Max E proven to be quite annoying. And I get a +1 off it, which is pretty nice. And if he forces me to Fiendish Chain Temple, I don't want to, but I have to save at least one Exceed. And he opts to let me keep the Lever, which I'm fine with. I will keep that Lever. And once again, we managed to make a good play thanks to the Levier, and we just make Gem Knight Pearl, and we managed to kill these monsters. And then you'll see me use Creature Swap. This is to make sure he can't make any plays, and the Levier is all used up, 1800 attack. So I feel like I'm basically in the driver's seat now. I can't really fail. This is it. This is me going to win. And we don't know if I do or not, but I feel at this point in the game, this is it, it's all over. Unfortunately, I can't draw enough monsters for damage. Unfortunately, the deck does have a problem when it comes to forcing the game because it is such a slow based deck, but like I said, it can grind out wins pretty easily thanks to the way it plays. It's a very slow build up deck, which I really like. And as you notice, my commentating style is not really sweary or which is strange, I swear like a trooper in real life, or very comical. It's more of a sort of educational standard. Oh, that sounds horrible. I combined education Yu-Gi-Oh! Please forgive me. But yeah, it's more of a straight commentary. But yeah guys, that's the entire game up. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. I thought the games were pretty good. Again, just 5 straight games. We won 4 out of 5. We would have won 5 out of 5 maybe if, you know, I didn't try the Main Crush idea. That's why I took it all out. You've seen Fiendish Chain Compulses back in. I do float between Fiendish Chains and Breakthrough Skills on what I prefer. So that's the end of the videos guys, and if anyone's interested in the deck list, I'll probably put a video up on my channel at some point in the future. I'm not sure if it'll be up yet or not. It depends on when Oblivion uploads this video. And with all that said guys, please feel free to subscribe. I'm sure Oblivion will put a link in down below. And feel free to subscribe to Oblivion if you already haven't. I'd be surprised if you haven't subscribed to him if you're here watching this. In fact, you may not even be watching this because I'm not Oblivion, who knows. But anyway guys, once again, sorry for blabbering at the end, it's one of my things I do as well. Thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoyed this, and maybe I'll see you all next time.